So this is CES day 3. I am back now, but before I left, I made a point to track down some of the best stuff that CES had to offer. And let's give a round of applause for my immune system. I made it through CES without getting sick, first time in 3 years, so yes. I started the day off with a private look at the new Clix keyboard and their communicator device. Now we've seen Clix before. It's that keyboard case that goes over your phone, but this new version is a step forward. It now supports more phones, connects over Bluetooth, and attaches using MagSafe or Qi 2, so it just snaps right on and you can take it off whenever you want. Now what's cool about it is that it slides up and down, so you're not locked into one way of using your phone. And because it's Bluetooth, it's not limited to just phones, so you can use it as a portable keyboard for your Apple TV, a tablet, or basically anything else that supports keyboard inputs. They also showed off the communicator, which gives me like strong old school BlackBerry vibes. It does run Android, and the whole idea is that your communication is front and centered and the distractions get pushed away. It has like custom Android software that helps you achieve that. The back plates are customizable with different colors. The keyboard feels good, and it actually feels a little bit better than the Clix keyboard since it's more spaced out. It is priced at $399 for pre-orders and then $499 when it officially launches later this year. Now personally, I'm not a huge buttons guy anymore. I've moved on to on-screen keyboards, but there's definitely still a market for people who love physical keys. And to their credit, they absolutely nailed that feel. I am interested to see how the market responds to the prices of the keyboards and also the communicator. So you guys have heard of Govee and their smart lighting system. Well, this is Govee Life for premium smart home users. They're really leaning into smart kitchen appliances now, specifically ice makers, which sounds boring until you realize how many people care way more about ice than they probably would admit. You ice chewers, I definitely see you. The big standout here is their Nugget Ice Maker Pro. It's doing that Sonic style chewable nugget ice, but the difference is how fast and quiet it is. You're looking at ice in about 6 minutes and up to 60 pounds a day of ice, and it's running at around 40 decibels, which is no louder than a refrigerator hum. Now what I like is the smart features feel practical and not gimmicky. You can control everything through an app, set timers, run cleaning cycles, or just tell Alexa or Google Assistant that you want it to handle. And we also have buttons on the front too if you don't want to use an app. It has built-in quick cleaning and deep cleaning modes built in as well. These are cylinder nugget pieces. They're bigger, better chew, smoother texture, and it's that professional ice that it feels like you're getting it from a restaurant. And what's also worth calling out is that this isn't the only product they're showing. Govee Life is rolling out a full ice maker lineup from nugget, bullet, cube, and different sizes, different use cases. So they're clearly thinking about how people actually use ice every day. The bigger picture here is Govee Life is moving beyond smarter appliances into more premium, thoughtfully designed smart kitchen gear. It feels intentional, it feels refined, and it feels like they're solving real pain points instead of just adding Wi-Fi to appliances, and they look pretty cool too. So yeah, if you're keeping track of the best things at CES this year, especially in smart home and kitchen, this is absolutely one to keep on your radar, and a big thanks to Govee for sponsoring this portion of the video. We also had a chance to check out Punkt, which is a security-first phone. This phone is all about protecting your data. The apps that are on there has been certified to be safe, and they have their own app store for apps that they have approved. You are able to install any app you want, and when you go into the settings, you have a slider giving it access to your data from 0 to 5. So you are always in control of your data. It does have a camera, and peep this, a replaceable battery. So if you do care about your data, as all of us should, this phone will help, force you to be more secure. I'm a big scooter and e-bike fan, so Segway had me come out to a track to spend some time to see their latest stuff. And if you've never checked out a scooter or an e-bike before, they're honestly way easier to ride than people expect, especially with all the built-in stabilizations and the assist. The Myron and the Muxi both are designed for everyday use, but they're set up a little bit different depending on what you need. One is like a real commuter, like on the street. Other one is set up to do like extra hills and more cargo space. I was able to get both of these up to around 20 miles per hour in just a few pedals, which was really fun to do. Now both bikes tie into Segway's intelligent ride system, which is actually pretty slick. You can track the bike with Apple Find My, it auto locks and unlocks when you walk up to your bike. These feel like bikes that Segway actually expects people to use every day, not just something you'll ride once and forget about it. They're easy, capable, and packed with smart features that actually makes a whole lot of sense. Razer also showed off something called Project Motoco, which is still very much a concept. Basically, it looks like a pair of wireless over-the-ear headphones, but they've built in cameras and microphones directly into them so the device can actually see and hear what's happening around you. It uses dual forward-facing cameras at about eye level, plus multiple mics, and the idea is that it can recognize objects and text, translate languages, and give you contextual information in response to voice commands in real time using AI. They ran through a demo, and honestly, the demo was pretty slick. And their argument is not every single person wants to wear glasses, and headphones just makes more sense because people love wearing headphones. That said, this is one of those things where I really need to see it work in real world situations before it fully clicks for me. Demos are controlled environments, and AI wearables live and die by how useful they are when things aren't perfect. So you may be wondering, why is this crazy man throwing water on a TV? Well, this is Sylvox, and it really stood out this year with the new frameless outdoor TVs. Outdoor displays have typically been bulky, but these look very clean and modern with super thin bezels and a much slimmer body than most outdoor sets. They're bright enough to use in daylight, built to handle weather, and still run Google TV, so you're not giving up normal smart TV experience just because it's made for outside. So they have their massive 110-inch Cinema Pro on display. It's really hard to miss. Insanely bright, super smooth, clearly designed to feel more like a backyard theater than a big screen TV. And they were actually spilling water on it during the whole CES, just having water pour on it. And they encourage you to throw water at it too, which is insane. The frameless series is available from 43 inches up to 75 inches. It's 4K resolution, IP68 weather resistant. So if you want to have a TV that's outside and you got the cash for it, you don't have many options, but this one looked really good on the showroom floor. And guys, that's it. This was the best of CES. Thank you so much for watching and joining me on my CES journey. There is so much stuff, and I still have a lot of other content that I'm working on, so I'll be posting shorts, and I might do a compilation video with everything in one big video. Let me know if you guys want to see that. Kevin the Tech Ninja, hope you guys are doing well, and we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.